Okay, I think we're live. Are we? I think we are. Yes. Okay. There we go. I think it's being 6 o'clock. Is it 6 o'clock already? I think it is. Well, welcome, my dear friends, everyone here, everyone who is joining at this early hour. Wow, it's a lot of people already. Welcome, my dear friends. On behalf of AEXA Levi, Asociación Exalumnos de Lenguas Vivas, I'm going to be giving this very little talk on mispronunciations and things we usually say wrong. My name is Fernando Refay. Welcome to you. We're having this live meeting, live session, and the streaming thing, which is also going not only here on Instagram, but as well is going out on Facebook. Yeah. So hi to everyone out there. First of all, I hope you and your families, that you are all well, and that we can all chin up and gather our spirits around the fire here, that you can sit around the fire on these difficult times that we're having, and going through. But I really hope that you're okay. And shall we get started? I mean, we're going to talk about the mispronunciation of some words and things that usually we say wrong, in different types of contexts and situations. So let's get started with it and let's get cracking, right? I see people. Oh, I see a lot of people joining us. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you. I'm just looking at all the comments and the people joining at this time. Thank you so much for being there on the other side of the screen and the net. I hope you're okay again in your homes, you and your families, that you're all having a nice time. And shall we get started? We're going to talk about a couple of English words that we usually mispronounce, as we were saying earlier. And thing is, I mean, when you walk out, when you go anywhere you go, especially here in Argentina, but it could be anywhere we go, you see, just English words everywhere, just like in shop windows, in supermarkets, everywhere you see products, you've got brands, you've got countries, names. There are a lot of things that we usually use. I mean, we just say them in English, but the thing is, we sometimes mispronounce them. And I just thought it would be a nice idea to have this very little, gathering, shall we call it, in which we're going to talk about a couple of words that we usually mispronounce and say wrong. So let's start with some basic ones, some easy ones, okay? This is for everyone out there who's watching. I was thinking of some numbers, because sometimes, depending on the level, right, of the English you have, and etc., you might get even some numbers and days and things like that wrong. So let's start with this one. I hope you can see this. I was starting with a very basic one. I don't know if you can see this here on the board. I guess you can. And well, my first question to you would be, how do you pronounce this? I mean, many people, especially Spanish speakers, they would say chu, right? They would say chu or tu, or something like that. Well, I mean, the answer, I think, lies somewhere in between when you say tu. Okay, now I was thinking today, I mean, how can I explain this? You say to pretty much in the same way as we say take, for example. So you don't say take, right, that verb. You don't say, well, I'll write it down, okay? You don't say take. You say take. So there's that little kind of, how can I say this? Some kind of air coming out when we call it aspiration, but don't worry about the name, which comes out when you are saying, oh, mirror writing, oh, well, what can I do about that? I'll try to, wait, I know people are seeing this the wrong way round, so let me see if I can switch the screen so you can see this better. Wait a second. Oops, I'm sorry for this, sorry. I hope you can see this well now. Is that better? Yeah, I think it is. All right. I don't know you people there on Facebook live, but at least I guess the Instagram people can see this well. So yeah, sorry for that. The camera was the wrong way round. Anyway, we're saying that you say to Okay, you don't say tu or chu, which is even worse. So you say tu. All right, and that works the same for take, for example. So to and take, that's that little air coming out. It's that little. We call it aspiration, as we said, but don't worry about the name. All right. Now, what about the next number? Because I was thinking of this one, but then I said, yeah, but what about the other one? I mean, what about the next one, which is this? All right. Now, is this three? Or something like that. Well, I mean, this is obviously for those people who are just beginning to learn the language. You say 1, 2, and 3. That's 3. Not to be confused, obviously, with tree. With tree. That's a different thing. Different animal, different beast. Okay? So that's 3 and tree. I hope people are getting this okay on the Facebook Live as well. And let me just check if people are getting this well on Instagram. Just a second. Now, thanks. Yeah, okay. I hope you can see this well. And maybe see a little bit of me there. All right, so we're saying 2, okay, 2. And 3. It's not tree, not to be confused with this one, okay? Which I'm sure most of you know what this is, right? Árbol. So, what about days? I was thinking about this. Now, you know Monday, and you know Tuesday, by the way, which not many people actually do pronounce Tuesday well, but I was thinking of this one. Which so many people get wrong sometimes. So what is the pronunciation for this? It's not Wednesday or something like that, and people sometimes, find it hard and difficult to pronounce this one. It's actually Wednesday, just Wednesday. Obviously, also, the days can also be pronounced as Wednesday or Tuesday and Monday and whatever. Some people do pronounce them that way, but not my case. But Wednesday. So you could say that in some way you do something like this. Which is like you take this out, and you take this out. Something like that. Something along the lines of Wednesday. If you're learning the language, or you know something, about the English language, you already know that it's not, how can I say this? It's not a phonemic language. It's not, what you see is not what you say. Most of the time, it doesn't work like that, okay? So it's not exactly the same. It's not what you say. You get the idea. What you're reading is not exactly what you say, okay? So we had Wednesday, all right? What about this very common past of the verb to be, which so many of my students struggle with? They have the worst time trying to pronounce this. Well, that is it was? Because I get a lot of people saying was. Well, no, it isn't. It's was. And I keep repeating, all of my students who are, starting to learn the language, when you see past simple and, the past verb to be, you always get this thing, students saying was, but it is was, okay? Let's go to something, I've got my list here. Something a little trickier. Alright, what about this word? This is one that many people just don't know exactly how to deal with. How to pronounce this. I hope you're getting this right. Let me just check. Are you? I guess you are. Okay. So many people have the worst of times, just a horrendous time trying to pronounce this word. Well, is it comfortable, as many people try to say, because everyone, Spanish speakers, as we are so used to, most of the time, saying what we read, or something very similar to what we read. So many people try to say comfortable, or something like that. But no, the English pronunciation for this is comfortable. It's shorter, right? It's comfortable. So you do something like this. Let's say, yeah. Something like that. Not to be confused, people also say comfortable or something like that, that there's a table back there. No, there isn't, my friends. It's comfortable. Comfortable. It's shorter pronunciation to that word, okay? Let's go to another one. Classic one. This one I love. And not many people get right. I don't know if you can see there on the board. I mean, many people say chocolate or chocolate or something like that. I mean, they just get different pronunciations. And it's simpler than that. It's chocolate. Chocolate. Okay? Now, some people will say chocolate, like E, like a little E sound, or very little E sound. Not exactly that one. It would be chocolate. Yeah? Chocolate. It's very similar to comfortable. I mean, in the sense that what you're reading is a little, like a condensed version of what you're, what you're saying, or what you're reading. Sorry. What you're saying is a condensed version of what you're reading. So that would be chocolate. Okay? Chocolate. All right. Let's go with another one. Oh, this is a group of things. We got this one, and we got this one. What are these two words? When we are reading fairy tales, for example, with students, like younger students, in our courses, you see, particularly this word. I mean, this word does crop up a lot. I mean, it happens a lot. And many people say castle or whatever. I mean, they try to pronounce, trying to pronounce every single letter. And the pronunciation of this is castle. Just castle. So what you do is basically like take this away. In some way, just to give you a visual help, all right? It's castle. And something similar happens here, but not exactly the same, because most people say Iceland when they read this. They say Iceland, but that is not the pronunciation. The pronunciation would be like this. Then people would be surprised, but we don't pronounce the S there. So what we say is island, an island, no S. I know some people might find this surprising and very strange, but that's the way it is. It's an island, not to be confused with the country, which we're going to see some countries now, but not to be confused with this. I don't know if you can see it there, but that is the actual name of a country, and that is Iceland. Okay, which by the way is an island. It's a little island somewhere near Europe, right? A small country, and that one is to be pronounced Iceland, but because that is the name of the country, whereas the typical, islet thing, it's an island. So different, all right? Let's go to another one. I love this one because everyone, well, not everyone, but many people get it. I mean, excuse my horrible handwriting. Many people get this wrong. And it's a very kind of fashionable, let's say, word here, especially here in Argentina, I'd say, to all those things that look old and it's kind of trendy or fashionable to use them, put them to use, etc. People say it's vintage or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe trying to imitate the French of this, which I gather must be something like that. I mean, I guess it must be something like that. But it's not vintage or whatever they want to say. It's vintage. So the pronunciation to this word is vintage, right? Which, by the way, I don't know if I have it here on the list here, but it's similar in some way to this word, which many people also don't know exactly how to pronounce, and this is a village. Sort of village or village or something like that. In English we say village. Okay, so we got vintage and village. Just, curiosities. Now, let's go to another one. Many of the video game players and the gamers, as we call them here, might recognize this word because, there's a very, very popular, very famous video game. You remember Lara Croft? Well, the explorer going through caves and etc. Well, there's this word that everyone says Tomb Raider, obviously in Spanish, but actually the name of this is tomb. It's a tomb, and by the way, the second word is raider, not rider, but raider. It's Tomb Raider. That is the name of that very popular, very famous video game, right? Tomb Raider. So that's the one. All right. Another one, which I usually get trouble with, because, I mean, my students who are, most of them studying, I don't know, maybe present perfect, for those of you who know what present perfect is in perfect tense, and many people get trouble with this, because they say signs. Signs. They get for and signs. And I keep telling them it's sins. It's not signs, but sins. Okay? So that one is sins. That's the pronunciation to that. Sins. For and sins. To, how can I say it? Two conjoined brothers or something that always go together with present perfect. So, sins. Alright? And one that we... I'll leave this one. One that many people make mistakes with is this one. And not just that one, I'll add another one, which is this. And again, excuse my horrible handwriting. Alright, what about this group of words? I don't know if you can see them very well. I hope you can. So we got here to, let me just check on the Instagram people for a second, if everything is going. Oh, well, Diana, you're asking about something I'm going to talk about in just one little second. Okay, so, yeah, I'm getting some of the questions that are cropping up on Instagram. So what about these three words? Well, many people, I would say mostly Spanish speakers, because we don't have consonant clusters such as this or this or this in Spanish. Many people, what they do is they try to add a vowel sound before it. So they say school or skateboard or start, okay? Now, mind you, my dear friends, in English we say school, skateboard and start. So I know one of the new things you have to do when you start learning the English language is get used to this, right? To this kind of sounds. I mean, school, skateboard, start, because they don't happen, frequently or often. I mean, they just don't exist in Spanish. So people say school, where they should be saying school. All right? Good. Let's move to another one. What about this? There's always trouble with this particular sound. Many people say sink. I mean, many people, they're pronouncing is this. Okay? Many people pronounce sink when they want to say this, but again, I think we mentioned this when we talked about three. This is think. Think. Alright? Which basically what you do is put your tongue, under your upper teeth, okay? Your teeth, your tongue, and then the air goes in between them. So that's how you do it. Think or three, okay? It's not an S like sink, but it's think. All right? Let's move on. Oh, well, yeah, I had others with this, but don't worry. Let's move on with the list. Got another one. So how do you pronounce this one? Looks big, looks long, and then people say vegetable or something like that. Vegetable, they're using some kind of different, trying to read pretty much like we did with this, comfortable on Wednesday, or chocolate. They try to say vegetable, but actually the pronunciation this is vegetable. Vegetable. Right? It goes, it's smaller, it's easier to handle, let's say. So, vegetable. Alright. Let's move on to, I don't know if you can see this, the whole thing is getting crowded. But this one, and this one. So, I don't know if you can read this. Again, the whole thing is getting horribly cluttered here. If you see these two, people have problems with this, especially with this one. Very long and hard to pronounce word, I know. But what about this first one? Well, that is culture. It's not culture or kultur or something like that, but this is culture. And this is literature. I know this one is very hard to pronounce. That's literature. Okay? Same thing happens, by the way, with this. when they don't, people might say nature or natur or something like that, and this is nature. So you've got culture, literature, and nature, okay? All three of them with a ch sound. Culture, literature, nature. All right? That's very good. Now we go to another one. I don't know if you can see this one to my right, which it's a very basic word that many people get wrong. This one. Most people say money or money or something like that, but this is just money. Money. I keep repeating, in my particular case, I keep correcting my students because they say, money or something like that, where they should say money. Money. Okay? That's the way to say it. Alright. And let's go with the last one in this group. Last one, I promise. Oh my god, this is comfortable. Oops, so you can do this. I hope you can read this. Well, maybe you get trouble with this word when they have to pronounce it and say interesting or something like that. Again, something very similar to what happens with comfortable and Wednesday and what else, and maybe vegetable, okay? So this is interesting, and this is one of those words that I keep telling my students, no, it's not interesting or something like that, it's interesting. Interesting, right? So that's the way we pronounce it. Alright, and now I have a couple of names, just three. I thought of three, maybe you have more, and what we're going to do in a second is I'm going to turn this round for the Instagram people, so I can't see your questions or anything. If you have any questions, do send them, okay? And I will try to scroll through them or send them again in a second. I'll give you some time. But what about this one? Oh, sorry, not about this one. How about this? I'll just show you the picture. Great. I've got my handy teller here with me. So what is the name? Diana just asked about this, and many people, I'm sure, have doubts about this very famous Hollywood actor. I'm sure you can see him. I hope you can see the picture. So what's the name of this guy? Mission Impossible? Star. Now, most people say, especially here in Argentina, they say Tom Cruise or Tom Cruise or something like that. Well, the name of this man is Tom Cruise, right? That's a cruise. It's not Cruise or Cruise or something like that. It's Tom Cruise, okay? But what about this very popular, I know this might be old-fashioned, but what about this very popular British singer? What about this very popular British singer? Well, many people call him Rod Stewart or whatever, but his name is Rod Stewart. Stewart, okay? Rod Stewart. That's his name. I think you can see, I hope you can see the picture well. So this is Rod Stewart, not Rod Stewart or something like that, okay? Rod Stewart. And finally, another one which, many people get wrong, and I've had discussions about this very popular Hollywood actor, is this man here on the picture. Most people call him or know him as Johnny Depp. But this is not Johnny Depp, my friends. That might be another person. This is Johnny Depp. Depp. Not Deep, but Depp, okay? So that's Johnny Depp. Remember that, and the spelling of this, obviously, it's D-E-P-P, not D-E-E-P. That's why it's not deep, it's Johnny Depp. Alright, and finally, my friends, I'm just saving the final words. I thought of the name of some countries, and only three, I promise it's only three. We talked about Iceland. What about this particular country that many people pronounce or mispronounce sometimes? They say Egypt or something like that, and this is Egypt, okay? Egypt, okay? So that is Egypt. Alright, and what about this? So popular nowadays. Alright, oh, sorry. Hope you can see this well. Well, many people do say China, or obviously trying to, emulate or imitate the Spanish pronunciation, but this is China. China, okay? And the last one is another one that many students sometimes get wrong by saying Russia or Russia or something like that, but this is Russia. So we got Egypt, China, and Russia. Alright? Well, my dear friends, that is just, this huge list of words is basically what I thought it was worth mentioning, and these are obviously some ideas. I'm going to flip for a second. I hope you don't mind that you're going to see all this in reverse on the Instagram live broadcast. But I need to see your questions, so give it just a second, alright? Okay, I hope, oops, sorry. Let me just change this. Oh, there we go. All right. Yes. All right. Now I'm sorry that you're seeing this. Now it's the wrong way round, but at least I can see what you are writing there. Oh, we have a lot of people. Oh, great. Are there any questions? I don't know if anyone wants to know about any particular words. If I know it and if I can help you, I'll try to answer. Oh, thank you, Franco. Franco, how are you? Yeah, how do you pronounce acknowledge? Just like knowledge, you've got knowledge, and then you say acknowledge. That's the way you pronounce acknowledge. Oh, thank you for the comments I'm getting here. Oh, thank you so much. I'm just catching up now with all the stream of messages and everything, because I had to turn you around, people. I'm really sorry about that. But you couldn't read my beautiful handwriting. Look at this. I look like a first grader. This is horrible. Where did you study? What TTC? Excellent. Where did I? Thank you for Dalu. Where did I study? I studied right here in Argentina. I did mostly. I never went abroad to study English. If that's what you're asking, Dalu, I think it is. I don't know if there are any other questions or any other words. I'm just trying to read the stream of messages and everything. Interesting, interesting. Oh yeah, well, sure. Sorry, I did not say this, and I should have said this. But yeah, obviously there might be different pronunciations to this according to the dialect or the variety of English. I mean, Australians or Americans or I don't know, Irish people might say this in a different way. I don't purport to be a representative of the British English language, but that's what I try to do, at least, or I've always tried to do. So I'm sorry if I didn't, go over, whatever. I didn't go over other words, other types of words and pronunciations, because, we only have so much time. Thank you. And, annihilate. Annihilate and colonel. I'm getting different words. Motorcycle. Oh, yes. Yes, it's true. Yeah, I forgot about that one, which we said, we teased this one. I'm sorry for the horrible spelling down here, which we said on the teaser, on the commercial for this. It's difficult. It's not that difficult to pronounce the word difficult, my friends. It's not that difficult. It's not difficult. That's what we're trying to show with that teaser thing. Colonel Fawcett. What about Colonel Fawcett? Someone's reading Colonel Fawcett. Where is that? Oh, case first case. Well, someone's reading case first case. Thank you. Thank you for the comments. Thank you. Frightened. That's another one. Difficult. Val is saying frightened. Yeah, frightened. That's the way I would say it anyway. Oh no, please, you don't need to thank me. And listen, people, just before we leave, I just wanted to tell you a little thing about AEXALEVI, the association. Well, listen, we are still enrolling. This is for you to know. The inscriptions are open for all courses. The teachers, we are still teaching. We're still having online meetings and everything. I know these are difficult times, but the Association AEXALEVI is still open. We are still teaching. The courses are open. Inscriptions are open. And you can take placement tests, right, which are examen de nivel. Okay? You can take placement tests online, okay? So this is just for you to know that inscriptions are open, courses are open, we are still teaching. Listen, you can go to, I should write this down, but I'm going to show you instead. You have to go to aexalevi.org.ar. I'll write it down at the top here. This is for you to know that you can find this is the website you should visit, my friends, if you're looking for the best language courses in the world. Yes, this is the one, aexalevi.org, org, that's A-R. So, go there. Courses are open, inscriptions are open for the courses, and what else? I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, what else? Graham. I'm just reading. How should it be pronounced? Oh, sorry, Flor, I didn't get your word. Can you please repeat it? Colonel. Colonel. Yeah, sure. Do you give any pronunciation courses? I am now. I'm doing it right now. Professor Mike. No, not at the moment, but hey, who knows? Could be arranged. Can you say sure? Well, you see, sure or sure has that kind of... There are many words which have, let's say, 2, 3 pronunciations, and sure or sure is one of them. I usually say sure. I don't know why. It just got stuck. But many people do say sure. John Oliver. If you know who John Oliver is, the British comedian who works in America, lives in America, etc. He's the host of Last Week Tonight. He has a perfect example of the sure, the British sure word, which is not, sure. It could be sure or it could be sure. And some people here are writing things, bosses. Yeah, Wilfredo, how are you? Wilfredo. Bosses, empathetic. Yeah. Oh, that's another one. You see, this is schedule or schedule. That's one word where you got a big difference between American and British English. You see, Americans would mostly say schedule, and in British English you say schedule. So, thank you for the question there, Candy. And who else? I don't know. I've got different people joining us from everywhere, and well, I think that will be it. I really want to thank everyone. I'm sorry I made this so long. It was supposed to be just a couple of minutes, but anyway, I hope you learned something and we can all in some way communicate better with the English language. So this is me signing off. Remember to, aexalevi courses are open, so remember to go there to the webpage. And that is it, all right? My name is Fernando Refay. Thank you so much to the people on Facebook. Thank you. And obviously everyone here on Instagram on the aexalevi, account or profile. Okay, thank you so much for being there. Stay strong, people. This will be over soon. Let's hope it blows over as soon as possible. We can resume our normal lives. How do you pronounce Silla? Is that a name? Oh, I guess it is. I would say Silla. I don't know. I would say that. Ceci, thank you. Thank you for being there. That's one of my greatest students. Yes. Well, see you, my dear friends. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for being there, for being so patient, for reading this horrible handwriting, putting up with me. We'll see each other sometime, okay? Bye-bye to everyone. Bye-bye.